Hi friends, in this tutorial series we'll be implementing Kubernetes examples. In previous tutorial series we created a Docker image for a Spring Boot application. We also pushed that image to Docker Hub. In this tutorial, using the previously created Docker image, we'll be deploying the Spring Boot application to Minikube pods. For this I'll be taking reference of my website javainews.com. So go to DevOps, Kubernetes tutorials. The example that we'll be looking at today is deploying Spring Boot microservices to Kubernetes pods. In a previous tutorial, we had created a Docker image for Spring Boot application. So you can go through this tutorial here. You can also go through this YouTube video where we have explained this. So in this tutorial, we had created a Docker image for a Spring Boot application, and later we had pushed this image to Docker Hub. So if you go to the Docker Hub account of Java News, here we have an image employee producer Kubernetes which we had created, and later we have pushed this to Docker Hub. So in this tutorial, we'll be making use of this image to deploy the Spring Boot application to Minikube pods. So in this tutorial, we'll be passing the image to the single node Kubernetes server, that is Minikube, which will then deploy it as a container using pods. So pods are the smallest deployable units of computing that you can create and manage in Kubernetes. Before we begin the deployment of Spring Boot application to pods, first let us have a brief overview of pod. So in previous tutorial, we have already seen what is Kubernetes and the need for it. You can go to this tutorial here. In this tutorial, we had seen the Kubernetes architecture and also what is pods. So you can go through the YouTube video here. So Kubernetes, it does not allow the containers to run on their own. Instead, the Docker containers, they run inside a construct called pods. We can have multiple containers running inside the pod. This makes pods the fundamental building block in Kubernetes. Next, we'll be defining pods using a configuration file. So in the Kubernetes documentation, they have given a sample pod file. So if you go to this link here, so here they have defined what is pods, and also here they have given a sample pods configuration file in which they have defined a pod. So let us go through this. So the API version defined here is v1. The next is kind. So we want a deployment of type pod. So this kind, it will be pod. Next we have metadata which defines the properties for this pod. So the name of this pod, it will be nginx. Next we have the specifications, containers. So here we'll next be defining the container specifications. So the name of the container that will be running inside this pod, its name will be nginx. The name of the container and name of the pod, they can be different. It is not necessary that they should be the same. Next we have the image. So this image, it will run as a container. It is a Docker image and it will be downloaded from the Docker Hub repository. Next we have ports. So ports, here we have defined the container port as 80. So this is the port on which this image, it will be running as a container. Also this port, it is not mandatory, it is just for informational purpose. So similar to this configuration file, we'll be creating our own pod configuration file. So this is the configuration file that we'll be using. So again, the API version is v1, kind is pod, metadata that in which we'll be defining the name of the pod as boot-jar. Next in the specifications, we give the container details. So the name of the container that will be running inside this pod, it will be boot-jar-container. And the image that we'll be using is Java News / employee producer Kubernetes, and it's the latest version. So in previous tutorial, we have already pushed this image to Docker Hub. So if you go to Docker Hub, we'll be having this image. So now Kubernetes, it will be downloading this image and running it as a container inside this pod that we have defined. When defining pods, we can have another scenario where instead of getting the image from Docker Hub repository, we want to use a locally built image. So in that case, we'll be defining the image policy specification as if not present. In this case, the image, it will be pulled from Docker Hub only if it is not present locally. So it will first check if there is a locally built image of this name. If it is there, then use it, else get the image from Docker Hub. So this is a specification that we'll need to define for this scenario. Image pull policy if not present. So now that we have the pod configuration file, let us begin with the actual deployment. So for this, we'll be starting the Ubuntu terminal. So here first use sudo su. Java News is the password for me. Next we'll be starting Minikube. So here I'll be using the command minikube start --force. So in one of the previous tutorial, we have already installed Minikube. You can go through that. So this will start Minikube. So here Minikube, it has started successfully. Now let us use a docker image ls command. So this will list us the images of the Docker that are present locally. So here this is the image that we had pushed previously to Docker Hub. Next, to use Docker within Minikube, we'll need to switch the Docker context to using Minikube. So this is the command for switching the Docker context to Minikube, eval minikube docker environment. So I'll be using this command. If I now again do docker image ls, So here we can see only the default Kubernetes images, but we cannot see the employee producer Kubernetes image that we had created previously. This is because now we are using Docker in Minikube context. Let us now create the pod configuration file named as pod.yml that we had discussed earlier. So previously we had gone through this pod configuration file. So copy this and here create a pod file with the name pod.yml. Next we'll be deploying the pod.yml to Minikube using kubectl. So kubectl, it is a Kubernetes command line tool and it is used for managing the Kubernetes cluster by giving commands. In previous tutorial we have seen how to install kubectl. You can go through that. We'll be making use of the kubectl apply command. So here we'll be applying the pod.yml file that we created previously. So copy this command. So this has created a pod named boot-jar for us. So in the configuration file that we created previously, the name of the pod we had specified as boot-jar. So this has been created for us. Now let us check the status of the created pod using the command kubectl get pods. So here the pod, it is in running state, so it has downloaded the image and it is running successfully. Next we can get the details of the pods using the command kubectl describe pod and the name of the pod that we want the details of. So here this will give us the detail of the pod that is running currently. So here if you'll see, it has pulled the image from this Java in use Docker Hub repository and the name of the image is employee producer Kubernetes latest, and also other details regarding the pods are given here. Also we can access the pod logs using the command kubectl logs and the name of the pod. So here in the logs we can see that the Spring Boot application, it has started successfully inside the container. The logs, they show that the application, it has successfully started. Next we will be testing the application that is running in the pod. For this we'll first need to get the Minikube IP address. For this the command is minikube-ip. So this will give us the IP address of Minikube. So this is the IP address. Next, using the Minikube IP address, we'll try to access the application running inside the pod. So for this I'll be making use of the curl command. Curl the IP address of Minikube. It is running on port 8080 / we have exposed a REST endpoint with the URL employee. So here we are getting a connection refused exception. We are not able to connect to this IP address port 8080. So currently we are not able to access the Spring Boot application that is running inside the container which is managed by the pod. To connect directly to the Minikube cluster, we'll need to implement services, which we'll do in the next tutorial. So there is something known as Kubernetes services which we'll implement in the next tutorial. For this tutorial, to test the application, what we can do is we'll make use of the exec command using which we'll go inside the pod, and then from inside the pod we'll test the application. So the exec command, it is similar to the docker exec command which we have used in previous Docker tutorials. So next, instead of trying to access the application from outside the pod, instead we'll go inside the pod and then from there we'll try to access it. Using the exec command, we'll first list the contents of the pod. So for this the command is kubectl exec, the name of the pod, --ls. So copy this command. So here it is listing all the contents that are present inside the pod. Next, using the shell terminal, we'll run the curl command from inside the pod. So the command for this is kubectl. We are running it interactively, exec, the name of the pod, and --sh, which will open the shell command line from inside the pod. So copy this. So next, from inside the pod, we'll give the curl command, that is curl localhost 8080 / employee. So here from within the pod, we are able to successfully access the REST API exposed by the Spring Boot application. In the next tutorial, we'll be implementing Kubernetes services using which we'll be able to access the Spring Boot application running inside the pod.